Alright everybody, so here on our next task is going to be checking the filters and your dryer, make sure we're not going to cause any crazy dryer fires or anything. So we're going to go ahead and check our filters front and back, outside. We're going to make sure everything's good. As you can see here, we have the stackable washer dryer. Yours may be side by side, which eventually we'll probably get. These are pretty old models. I'd like to get a new washer dryer. I know Becca would too. But for now, this is what we'll show you, and we'll show you our filter, and I'll go ahead and let Becca take it off here.
Open the dryer, and most people, know that you've got one of these in here. I'm pretty good about taking it and cleaning it off. I mean, after.
I think we're both pretty good about that.
Except somebody didn't.
That was you. You did laundry last. It wasn't me.
So, from HomeManager, I did just learn too that this isn't really enough. You want to make sure you clean this with soapy water, just because there can get dust that can clog this up. And I have noticed too that sometimes I'll get a little residue in here, which can be because this is a little bit clogged. So we'll go.
There's really fine holes in the filter that you're going to want to wash out too, because they will get clogged with dust and things from doing laundry and drying. So go ahead, do your thing. She's the cleaner.
So. This. I like this feature on my sink. This works out pretty good. And then soap.
You can already see a little bit of a difference there.
I've never done this before, so this is a really good tip, because I had never done that. And this is nasty. Could use a sponge or something to oh, it's like brown.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing to do. And then once you get this done, you can go ahead and put that back in and move on to the next cleaning task here for your filters.
It's really nice and handy to use like a little brush. I have a cleaning toothbrush because they're cheap and they work so good. So I got a little soap on there, and you can kind of scrub it good. So your clothes are made out of nylon and polyester mainly, unless you've got nicer clothes, which most of us have nylon and polyester. But so what it does is it's made out of little plastic particles, and so when you dry your clothes, that gets everywhere, and it can actually clog up in your screen and clog it up. So even though I've done a pretty good job of cleaning it, there's still like little particles that I can see in there. And then you can make sure you clean the edges really good.
So the brush essentially helps a lot with the cleaning of the filter.
Oh, yeah, totally. So I would recommend getting a cleaning toothbrush. Well, I've got it clean. It looks so much better. I've never seen it this clean. So put this back in there.
New.
And so maybe like every few times that you use it, I mean, you can wash it with water, but it's night and day difference. Alrighty, so the next one.
Next, we'll move on to the back and check our ducting for the back of the dryer vent.
Okay, so I got this stuff, and this leads directly outside, so we can show you how to clean that later, but like it has got some nasty lint in there. And so I'll take the vacuum and vacuum it out. You can also vacuum it out from the other end as well, out of the dryer side, but yeah, that already is just gross.
Becca's having me come outside because it's so cold out today, so here we are trying to see where the ducting from the dryer vent actually comes outside. So here's where ours is. It's actually right next to our panel that we were at earlier. But it comes right out, and there's a flap under here that opens when the dryer comes on, and the pressure from the air actually kicks that flap open. And what will happen is the lint and stuff will actually get stuck in there, and it will cause the flap to stay open, which is when critters and things can crawl up in there and actually cause problems. And if it gets too clogged up in here anywhere throughout that line is when you're gonna run into issues and could cause some dryer fires and stuff like that. So we're actually gonna come up in here and clean it out. And ours does have quite a bit of lint in here. So I'm gonna pull the bigger stuff out with my hands if I can. The clumps and stuff of the lint. And I'm gonna get as much out of there as I can, and then I'll wipe down the rest and I'll get it nice and cleaned up here so that that flap can do what it's supposed to do. I got a lot of the major stuff out, some of the big clumps of lint and stuff, and there's quite a bit up in there. It's just something you don't really think about too often. So I'll stick the rag up in here, wipe the flap off, and then make sure that it opens and closes properly, and we'll be on to our next task.